Good morning, everyone. As I mentioned yesterday, here's a new video, and hopefully this will work this time. I'm deeply sorry that apparently the video was corrupted or something, but let me tell you about this game I have made. It's a trilogy called In Memory that tells the story about these two people right here that you are buying this abandoned farm, and the first two games are you trying to imagine how they lived on this farm. So let's just go through it one step at a time. So the first game is this one right here. Let me just show you everything. Zoom a bit out. It's the wrong button. There. So the first game in this trilogy is you imagining how this guy on the farm developed the farmland. So you are trying to score the most points by rolling two dice, and if some of you guys know the game Elesund by Klaus Teuber, it has the same mechanic. You roll two dice and you get a number and you activate a line. And each, you have 10 rounds. Each round is represented on these Polaroid images. So each round you will write a small fitting text beneath Polaroid image, and that's the way you track the rounds in this first game. Just so I mention it quickly, next week I will be doing a playthrough of each game, and hopefully it will clear up some questions you have regarding playing this game. But gameplay is quite simple. You plant some crops and you roll some dice, which is stated on this to-do list down here. You can plant crops equal to the amount of grain you have available. So we have 2 grain available right off the bat. And we have 2 fields, one here and one here, that has the number 2 in it. So you can plant grain up to equal or below the amount of grain you have available. So you can split it up and plant multiple fields. If you roll a 7, you'll get 2 grain. And that's it when rolling a 7. You have turn rounds to score as much points as possible. So this is a quite simple game. The next game is this one right here. It's a bit more complex. So this game tells a story about the woman in this pair that you have. Let me just... There, I was too big. Sorry. So you have a cat and a dog that is quite picky in a way. And you want to experience the woman of this house, her endeavor into making this garden something for her, because the land around the field has been cultivated in order to survive, basically. So we have this garden, which is her domain. And there's a lot of stuff going on, but again, the playthrough next week will clear up some questions you might have. But basically, it's a tile placement game where you roll 2 dice and you get some. Let me just grab something to draw with. You'll get some tiles that has some flowers on it. And depending on where you place it, and depending on whether the cat or the dog likes it, you will score points. And again, most points win. And when I say most points win, this is intended to be a solitaire game. You can play it with more players, but you're doing your own thing, rolling your own dice. This is intended to be a relaxing experience. It is intended to be an experience where your mindset should be in the narrative So the game's complexity is quite low because I want some of your what do you call it, brain capacity going in the narrative and how this couple went through the farm. The last game is this one. Sorry, this one. So this is now you who have inherited this farm, and you are now trying to fulfill the guy of the house last wish to bring nature back in this area. And the last wish is in the letter. You can read it if you like to. This is a tile placement game again. It's a bit more unique because we have some weird patterns going on with some octagons and some long squares and regular squares. And to lure in animals, you need to surround an octagon and luring in animals provides you with different kinds of boons. So you have 10 rounds to do so. And down in the house, right next to me, you can see some images. This is where you score your points. So biggest cluster of trees, for example, you write it next to the image. Again, quick overview. Next week I will upload some some playthroughs from each game, me playing it step by step, and hopefully that will clear up some questions. If you have any questions now, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for supporting. It's been great.